Hello and welcome back to another episode of Geek with Glasses Live. Today I wanted to give you my first impressions of the new Diablo 3. I was lucky enough to jump in at the last minute last night for this weekend's open beta stress test that was available for pretty much anybody who wanted to get online and play. If you had a Battle.net account like myself, because of my Warcraft playing, made it a little bit easier, otherwise you had to subscribe. The stressed beta actually ends here in the next 10 minutes, so I've got about 10 minutes here to give you a little bit of gameplay review and just kind of my first impressions. So started off last night and created myself a witch hunter and went through and played the entire beta. It took me about 2 hours to consume all the content for this beta. It's a single quest line that you go through, and it was pretty fun. Like I said, it was good 2 hours, good solid 2 hours of gameplay to get through the entire quest line. And once you killed the final boss, it lets you know, congratulations, you finished the beta, and kind of allows you to go back and play it again from the level that you actually finished up at. And I leveled my my demon hunter up to level 9 during that beta. I wanted to try out a melee character, so I created myself a monk and just played around for just a few minutes to see the difference. And I also have a witch doctor that I generated. They're both level 1s. I'm going to go ahead and jump into my demon hunter character just to kind of show you the game mechanics, the graphics engine, the effects, and my first impressions of Diablo 3. So if you're anything like me, you've been waiting many, many moons for a new Diablo franchise game to become available. And we're finally going to get it here next month, and I was really looking forward to getting my hands on the beta test. Fortunately, I was very busy all weekend. I didn't have an opportunity to actually play it until late last night. So got in, began playing. Let's just take a look real quick at the mechanics of the game. So it's your, it's your top-down, typical hack and slash dungeon crawler, which you're familiar with if you played the Diablo series in the past. And you'll notice that the interface looks a lot like some of the other games that you may be playing. If you've played any MMO, it's very similar to that. I do have a party member up here that you gain later in the game that I can control and take a look at up here. I can change their levels. I can play with their different stats. Not as much detail as my own personal character, but I can kind of manipulate a few things. If I open up my own character, you can see I've got all of my attributes over here and then all of my gear that I've equipped through the game. This is my backpack and then my gold count for the character. I've got my skill set. As you go through the game, you do level your skills and you do get a skill tree, just like pretty much any MMO that you may be familiar with and most RPGs. These are primary and secondary mouse attacks, and as you can see, there's a tree that you'll unlock at certain levels, and then some additional skills that you can associate with those attacks. Then you have action bars, 4 action bar things that you'll be able to go through and pick what it is that you want to use, depending on the scenario that you're in. And lets you know where it's going to actually be deployed down here at the bottom. And then we have our quest log. So I've got a quest to go talk to Captain Rumford at the gate, and then there's journals, different journals. As you go throughout the game, you pick up these journals, and there's some nice dialogue. Kind of adds to the storyline and adds some depth to the game. And you can come in here and listen to those at any point in time. So let's go ahead and scroll back out, and we'll continue with this quest. We're going to talk to Captain Rumford. So you get a little portrait view and the dialogue written up down here in the bottom. And, the storyline is pretty in-depth. It's got some good character development as you go through. There's some stories and sidebar conversations that occur that kind of, give your character and give the story some depth, which makes it pretty fun. One of the things that I really enjoy are the effects of the game. As you can see, I'm having a little battle with some undead guys here. The graphics are really, really beautiful. Lighting effects are awesome. Shadows are all very dynamic for the characters. Little effects like the fire on the bodies here and the blowing trees and stuff are just really done very well. I've currently got pretty much everything tweaked. Everything's maxed out for my current graphics settings on the game. So if we run through, the environment is very detailed. You can see some crows run across, or not run, but fly across as you go through. There's checkpoints that you will reach throughout the game, and there are some waypoint areas where during the game you'll be able to actually, port back home and then get back to those waypoints pretty quickly and easily. If you're familiar with the old Diablo games, this is all very familiar to you. My first impression is very enjoyable. I'm looking forward to playing this game. However, I will say, with the statement I just made said, I will say that I'm very used to playing first-person RPG games like Skyrim and Oblivion, the Bethesda games. And I'm also very familiar and very used to playing first-person MMOs. first person or zoom out to have third person. But, you're used to the WSAD key controls and game mechanic, using your action bars for your different attacks and equipping. For whatever reason, I feel that the mouse control, this entire game could essentially be played with the mouse. You'll notice if I click on an enemy, it'll shoot him. If I click up here, it'll run. So if I don't click directly on an enemy, it's not going to shoot him. So the only interaction I really need with the mouse is I can hit the shift button and I can stay in one place and shoot anywhere I want without actually moving to that area. So that's pretty much during the fighting, the only major game mechanic, unless you were to use your action items down here. And again, in this beta, you only get 2 of them, so you don't use them that much. But for whatever reason, to me, that this game mechanic seems old and it feels dated. And it actually took me about 30 minutes or so while I was playing the game last night to get adjusted to this style of gameplay. I'm very much used to the WSAD 1, 2, 3, 4 and clicking the mouse to pick things up and to loot items and such. So using the mouse for everything for movement, it took a few minutes to get used to. I'm not saying that I dislike it, but I'm just reiterating that it takes some getting used to. And to me, it feels a little bit dated. So, I'm not saying that I don't like the game, and I'm not saying that I'm not going to play the game. I'm just saying that I wish there was a different gaming mechanic. I wish that maybe I could use some keys to control the character, although I guess, you probably wouldn't get quite the finite control. For all of you Diablo, fanboys and girls out there, you don't need to hate. I love the game. I'm just saying that I'm not used to this game mechanic. It's been forever since I've played a top-down hack and slash like Diablo or the Command and Conquer series or the original Warcraft series. It's been forever since I've played that game style, and it's just taking a little bit used to a little bit of adjustment to get back into and used to that style of movement and gameplay. I'm really looking forward to moving through. I really like this the Demon Hunter character, ranged character. A lot of fun. Probably going to play this in the game when it does come out. I'm looking forward to the social aspect of the game and creating parties and running quests together with some friends. I think that's going to make the game that much more enjoyable. Hop on Skype or event server and just kind of talk and get into it. It's your typical dungeon crawler, so as you go around, you kill a bunch of characters, you get additional XP. If you kill, let's say you chain up and you kill like 10 different guys at once, you'll get an additional XP count. If you blow up 10 or 15 items within the game at once, like some barrels or whatever to find other items to equip, you'll get extra XP. You get the game or the healing pods that drop over here's your life. And then for my Witch Doctor, I have Hatred and Discipline. These are the 2 regenerative stats that help me fight certain attacks. You require Hatred, and then you've got these basically kind of like Fury attacks that require the Discipline, which it regenerates very slowly. So obviously that's a little bit of a strategy play on how you're going to use some of these attributes to play the game. So my overall impression: great graphics, really good sound. I was using my game cons to play the game, and the sound on the game is really amazing. Very much enjoyable. It really envelops you into the environment. You got this dark, shadowy looking area, which you would come to expect from a Diablo game, and it's a lot of fun. I am looking forward to playing the game when it does release, and this was not meant to be super in-depth, just kind of first impressions. Like I said, I played it for about 2 hours last night. Wanted to make a video so you guys can get an idea of what it's going to look like. I know there's tons of videos out there, but I felt this game, we've all waited eons for it to come out, so I wanted to definitely get my hands on it and make a video to let you guys see what it's like. So please feel free to comment and subscribe. If you were actually in the open beta, please let me know what you thought about the game. What class did you roll, and what class do you enjoy the most? Typically when I play MMOs, I'm a melee guy. I played the monk for a little while, and it was enjoyable, but I honestly think that I like a ranged character in this game more. I might try a magician later when the game actually comes out, and we'll see. But I'm thinking I might actually roll one of these Demon Hunter classes when the game comes out. So that's it. That's my first impressions. I enjoy the game. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the final release when it comes out in a couple of weeks. Again, the game mechanics take a little bit of getting used to, but I don't think that's any kind of a game changer. I mean, Diablo is a great game. It's definitely not a game that I will sit here for hours and hours and play like an MMO or like Battlefield. You know, when I get on with some friends playing Battlefield, I can blow 2-3 hours with no time. This definitely seems more like one of those games that has a boatload of content to consume, but it'll be also very fun to consume it in short spurts. You know, hop on for a half an hour, 45 minutes here to crawl a dungeon, kill a bunch of guys. There's lots of save points and lots of checkpoints, so it will make that, you know, hop in, play for a while, hop out, you know, game mode a little bit more accessible to you because you don't have to, you know, go all the way back to the beginning of a dungeon to save. So looking forward to playing it. Once again, thanks for watching the video. Please leave some comments, subscribe, let me know what you think, and stay tuned when the game goes live. Next month I'll do a little bit more of a review of the game. And let me just real quickly, one more thing before we quit. Let me go into town here so I can quit quickly. I'll show you the character creation window real quick so you can get an idea of what it looks like. So let's go to switch characters. We can go ahead and create characters. You've got your barbarian class, both male and female. You've got your demon hunter, both female and male. You've got your monk, male and female. You've got your witch doctor, female and male. And then you've got your wizard, male and female. And then you get all your information over here. Name your character. One thing that I do notice is, especially with the demon hunter and the witch doctor, I'm sorry, the demon hunter character, the male and the female character totally look like, you know, Tier 3 or Tier 4 Warcraft gear, which is pretty cool. I like that. But anyways, that's it for what I've got to say, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, like, subscribe, and hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/geekwithglasses. Thanks again.